what planning studies is that, might it be a low response? And one of the few, most of these things haven't even gotten to the level of being publishable yet. Because of other issues in data, people aren't finding consistent enough data. But to the extent that I've heard anything that's at all consistent with caregivers, it's when you have a cortisol response in the morning, sort of looks like this. Your daily cortisol response is you start kind of low, you can hear, and you go up. After about an hour, you hit your peak about an hour after you wake up, and then you sort of go down for the rest of the day. Caregivers tend to go, well, don't get that morning peak. They sort of wake up in here somewhere and go down. Some people are down.
Why?
Nobody knows. I don't even know if it's a real consistent response, but to the extent that there is anything consistent, that's what people have not seen, that kind of morning up. So the main point here, though, just being that, when you're talking about chronic stress, unlike acute stress and the whole fight-flight thing, when you're talking about chronic prolonged stress, basically the upshot of the Seidman and the Hewitt argument is that any kind of disruption in the normal physiological stress response could be a sign of chronic stress. It doesn't have to be a peak. It doesn't have to be multiple peaks. Just about anything that shows dysregulated physiological stress response could be a sign, and so you need to kind of cast your net more widely.
I remember hearing a professor say once, being like bio, that stress is bad, and chronic stress is bad for you, but it's not if you exercise, like that cancels out. I mean, is there any truth to that?
Exercise would help.
He made it sound like it would cancel out that.
I'd be interested in knowing what that was based on.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would help. It might even help a lot with people. I would personally, I don't think I would go that far with it. It's certainly better than not doing it.
So when you're exercising, you are stressing yourself, but it's good because it, builds.
Yeah. And you do, what they were probably thinking of is there's certainly, you readjust stress hormones and you can you readjust some of the other physiological response stuff as you exercise. Whether under true chronic ongoing stress, the kind we're talking about today, that would totally cancel it out. I've never seen anything that would provide evidence on that one way or the other. For better or for worse, a lot of us lecturing like to leave things on an upbeat note. And I think some people end up saying things that are probably more encouraging than fully accurate.
It seems like you can almost offset some of the cardiovascular effects. So if you have high blood pressure.
I have no doubt that you can offset it.
Yeah, but not entirely.
What I'm getting hung up on is, would it cancel it out altogether? I doubt it. I doubt it, but as far as I know, I've never seen anything really looking. I mean, it's like, think like the same problems with longitudinal studies. Only now you're talking about sick populations to start with. To do this stuff right, you need longitudinal studies that go on for years. People just don't do that. So you can look at kind of the short, in the short term, does it lower physiological signs of stress? Sure. In the long term, would it disrupt the whole disease process? I doubt it, but then as you already determined, I'm sort of a pessimist about this. I would say a realist, of course, but pessimists always think they're realists. As a profession, one of the things that characterizes health psychology and some of the analogs in other professions is really introducing psychological services in the medical settings, and then also actually getting psychologists working alongside of MDs who are not psychiatrists. It's so some of the earliest stuff, was actually psychologists getting involved in cardiac rehab programs, getting people to do the stuff that they were supposed to do, keep from having another heart attack, get you into that whole why don't people do what they're supposed to do? How do you get people to adhere to treatments? A big part of stress reduction was teaching people relaxation training, trying to teach type A personalities not to be type A anymore, which is it's kind of an uphill battle. I have a colleague who's worked in medical settings, former supervisor of mine, who's worked in medical settings ever since, for the last 20, 30 years now. And I remember him talking about working, he started off in cardiac rehab units, and you get the guys to be on the exercycle, and as soon as the rehab therapist turned it back, they would be like cranking up all the stuff on the exercycle, which was bad for their health, but it's a type A thing, right? It's if you tell me I should be going, 10 miles an hour, I'm going to go 20 miles an hour. I'm going to do it longer. It's actually like stopping that kind of overdoing it is one of the things that we have to do to keep people out of the hospital. So it's actually been kind of an interesting history because we talked a week or two back about how psychiatry went wholly biological and in some ways pulled out of psychology and more psychological approaches. At about the same time, a lot of the other medical disciplines got interested in the influence of stress and the importance of behavioral interventions and interventions for treatment adherence. And so in some ways, in the last 3 decades, you've seen a loosening of the alliance between psychiatry and psychology. And psychology almost now has more respect in cardiology, endocrinology, and cancer medicine than it does in some psychiatric settings. So stress reduction approaches, again, it's just learning how to manage stress, reduce stress in your life, and also doing things like relaxation training of all kinds, and progressive relaxation training being one of the major ones. Focusing on health behaviors and working with people that are still, like smoking after surgeries or smoking-related illnesses, people that need to lose weight to keep out of the hospital or to reduce pain, people that need to moderate their drinking, people that need to stop recreational drug use to stay out of medical trouble and so forth. Adherence to medical treatments is a big problem with everything, even when the medical treatment decisions are life-sustaining, and certainly when they're just kind of life satisfaction sustaining. People with diabetes don't take their insulin the way they're supposed to. People with heart disease don't take their heart meds the way they're supposed to. People don't follow the other doctor's recommendations. A lot of the interventions for that are essentially psychological interventions. And then pain control, again, is also both a combination of relaxation strategies, cognitive pain control strategies, and sometimes behavioral interventions. The idea of giving patients in chronic pain control over administering their own pain meds was originally a behavioral intervention. We're finding one of the reasons people were harassing the nurses all the time about getting more frequent doses, and that not for everybody, but for most people, if you actually gave them control over the dosing of the pain meds so that they could press the button and get it whenever they wanted it. One, they bug the nurses less, which is an important outcome in itself. But two, most of them actually end up taking less pain medication than they do if they have to wait until it hurts and they get it on a regular prescribed schedule that's not related when they're actually experiencing pain. And just that sense of having control over it.
But they're on a timer.
Some of them also have timers that have upper limits, which is to deal with people that don't have the same level of control. Sometimes you can find that in family situations or health situations, people are reinforcing pain behavior. This would be an interesting question, like when you do and don't want to reinforce pain behavior, but there are times in actually changing the behavioral tendencies and so forth. There actually is a lot of stuff that you can do in the way that you think about pain, and also in relaxing yourself otherwise. Relaxation training, other kinds of relaxation approaches, lower pain responses, and either defocusing on pain or sometimes focusing on pain to actually reduce the pain experience. Whichever you've been doing and not working, trying the other